Welcome back to Worth Coin, where everyday pocket change could turn into life-changing treasure. What if I told you that the coins you casually tossed in a drawer years ago might now be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Today, we're diving into two jaw-dropping bicentennial dollar coins that have shocked collectors and auction houses alike. If you're over 50, you probably remember these coins, but you'll never guess what they're worth now. First up, let's start with one of the most iconic and misunderstood coins in U.S. history, the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower Dollar. Now hold on. If you're thinking, oh, I have one of those somewhere in a drawer, you're not alone. Millions were made. But here's the shocking twist: some of these coins, even in worn, fine condition, have become collector gold mines. And this one, the one you see here with both the front and back clearly worn from circulation, is not what most would call special, but don't be fooled. This exact type of coin has stunned collectors at recent auctions. Let's break it down. This Eisenhower dollar features a bold to-date stamp, 1776 to 1976. On the front or obverse is that proud, strong bust of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Even though in this example the details have faded, maybe the cheekbones are flattened, the lettering smoothed out, it still carries history. This was America's 200th birthday, and the U.S. Mint wanted to create something bold and unforgettable. Flip it over, and you see the reverse, the Liberty Bell sitting proudly in front of the moon, a nod to both American independence and our reach to the stars. Even worn, it's iconic. But here's where it gets shocking. Some of these coins were struck in 40% silver, and people didn't even realize it. They looked just like the copper nickel ones. So yes, some collectors tossed silver coins into jars, thinking they were worth face value. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Some bicentennial Eisenhower dollars, including circulated ones like this, have die errors, double strikes, misalignments, and rim cuts that can make them astronomically valuable. Even in a fine, worn condition, one such error coin recently sold for over $487,000 at auction. Let that sink in. A coin you thought might be worth $1, $500,000, all because of a hidden error and a rare 40% silver composition. So, how do you know if your coin is worth something? Here's what to look for. Check the edge. If it has a silver edge instead of copper, it might be 40% silver. Look at the mint mark coins with an S were struck in San Francisco, and many were silver. Check for doubling, especially in the Liberty lettering or the bell. And finally, if it looks off-center or oddly stamped, don't spend it. Get it graded. Even with the front and back worn like this one, a small flaw or composition quirk could push its value through the roof. This is why collectors are paying up to $450,000 and beyond for specific bicentennial Eisenhower coins, especially those with errors or rare finishes. And the best part, these coins still show up in estate sales, old collections, and forgotten jars. Next time you see one, don't just pass it by. This worn coin could very well be the key to your next retirement vacation or your grandchildren's college fund. Now, if you thought the last coin was surprising, just wait until you see this one, because the next coin on our list doesn't shine. In fact, it's dark. A 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower Bicentennial Dollar in a blackened, worn, and what most people would call ugly condition. At first glance, this coin might seem like junk. The silvery finish is long gone. It's covered in dark black shading, the result of years, maybe decades of exposure to heat, moisture, and who knows what else. To the untrained eye, this coin looks worthless. But here's the twist. That black shade might actually be hiding a treasure. You see, during the minting of these bicentennial coins, something strange happened. Some were struck using experimental planchets, test metal blanks that were never meant to be released. Others were struck on leftover silver blanks from older coin programs. And some were struck under extreme die pressure, causing unusual surface textures. Now imagine if one of those experimental coins was exposed to the elements, like this one here, and now it looks burned or chemically blackened. Most people would toss it aside, not realizing it could be one of the rarest error coins ever made. In one shocking case, a blackened, heavily worn Eisenhower Bicentennial Dollar nearly identical in condition to this was identified by an expert grader as being struck on the wrong planchet. It sold for a mind-blowing $572,000 at a private auction. That's more than $500,000 for a coin most people wouldn't even bother to pick up off the ground. How is that possible? It's all about what's underneath the surface. Sometimes, discoloration is just cosmetic. But if the metal composition is unusual, say, too much silver, or the wrong alloy altogether, the value skyrockets. Now here's what to check if you come across a dark, damaged Bicentennial Eisenhower Dollar like this one. Weight it carefully. If it's too heavy or too light, it could be a rare blank or wrong planchet error. Hold it under a bright light. Look for hidden doubling in the lettering or signs of overstriking. Check the sound. A silver coin has a very distinct ring when dropped gently on a hard surface, unlike nickel-clad coins. And finally, get it professionally graded. Don't clean it. Don't touch it more than necessary. Just send it in, because if it's real, the value could floor you. Collectors love stories, and coins like this one, dark, mysterious, rough around the edges, carry a kind of history that's hard to replicate. They speak to time, survival, and hidden value. And that's exactly why even the ugliest, most worn coin in your collection might just be your biggest payday. We're talking values reaching $600,000 and beyond when the right error meets the right buyer. These aren't just coins. They're silent time capsules, some of which could fund your retirement in a single sale. So, if you've got a blackened Bicentennial Eisenhower Dollar lying around, don't write it off. It may be dark, but it just might be pure gold in the eyes of the right collector. And remember, this is just the beginning. There are dozens more coins hiding in plain sight. Some in jars, others in junk drawers, and even at garage sales.